Hologram program activated.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again, and if you're new here, I'm Patrick and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff. A couple of days ago, I posted my review of the Samsung S21 Ultra, and alongside that device, Samsung also released their new Galaxy Buds Pro. I've been testing them every day for about a week now to see how good they really are, and here are my thoughts. Susan, what are we going to talk about today?
Sure, Patrick. We are going to talk about the design, we'll go through the main features, have a look at the app, we will talk about sound quality, and then we'll see if the buds are actually waterproof. We will close off with some pros and cons.
Thank you, Susan.
We both know you're making me do this.
Wow, okay.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Let's start with the design. If you've been to this channel before, you know I like my phones black. Needless to say, I picked up a Phantom Black S21 Ultra, and these black buds came with it. I really like the matte black case, not only because of its small form factor, which is great if you carry it in your pockets, but also because of its very satisfying snap when you close it. These are my Jabra 65Ts. They're my favorite pair of buds, but they click shut, and that is far less satisfying. But even though these don't click shut, a magnet keeps everything in place, so you don't need to worry about these opening up randomly. And lastly, it charges via USB-C, which is always nice. The actual buds have a very sleek design as well. They're not too big and they look a lot better than those kidneys they call Galaxy Buds Live. As with any buds, getting these in your ear properly takes a bit of practice. They come with different size tips in the box, so I suggest you try them all and see what works best for you. They fit me fine, but for me personally, they don't have the best fit. That's why I still have these Jabras, because they fit me perfectly. I like using them when I go on a run. I wouldn't feel as comfortable wearing the Samsung Buds because I feel like they might fall out. The same goes for sticking them back in the box. They need to be put in a certain way or they won't charge. And that requires some practice as well. Now, I do appreciate that I can wear these one at a time, especially when my 5-year-old daughter is in the house. I like to be able to hear what is going on around me. So when I'm on a call or I'm watching a bit of YouTube, I usually just have the one in. I know there's ambient noise mode as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Now let's talk about the battery life. It's good, but it's not great. Samsung claims 5 to 8 hours of playback time and 4 to 5 hours of talk time, depending on whether you're using active noise cancelling, which will of course limit the battery life. And in my experience, those estimations are accurate. Of course, the buds come in a charging case, and a 5-minute charge will give you 1 hour of playback without ANC. Talking about ANC, I have to say it's pretty good. It's definitely not the best I've ever heard, and I feel like it blocks mainly the very low frequencies like humming sounds. Samsung says it can block out up to 99% of all background noise. That is definitely not the case, but overall the ANC is decent. All of these features are controlled via the Galaxy wearable app. Connecting the buds to the app is dead simple and really quick. But that is to be expected since these are basically made for this phone. From the app, you can fine-tune the ANC, but you can also set it to ambient mode, which basically passes through the sounds around you, which can be very useful if you're in traffic or you just need to be alert. You can choose the volume of this pass-through, and if you set it to loud, it actually enhances what you would normally hear, like a microphone. Underneath, we have Voice Detect, which automatically turns on ambient mode and lowers your volume as soon as you start talking. You can choose how long it stays active after you stop talking, 5 seconds, 10, or 15. This feature is very useful, except if you like to sing while listening to music. Or you like to talk to yourself every now and then. That's cool, we don't judge. In that case, don't turn it on. Then we have some advanced features like 360 audio with Dolby head tracking, which is basically Samsung's version of Apple's spatial audio. It works well and it really sounds pretty amazing. But of course, it works only with supported apps and only on Galaxy phones. Nobody cares about Bixby, so moving on. Very useful feature if you tend to lose things is Find My Earbuds, which is essentially Find My Phone but for your buds. Tap the feature and your lost bud or buds will start chirping. Lastly, there is Labs, which has the gaming mode function inside, and that has to do with latency. Samsung claims that these buds have very low latency, and that is true. And supposedly, this gaming options would minimize audio delays even further. But I don't think any Bluetooth connected device will be truly without latency. So if you're a hardcore gamer where every millisecond counts, or you're thinking to use these things for video editing, I wouldn't recommend it and you're better off using a wired solution.
Before we continue, would you please subscribe to this man's channel? Please, or he will never shut up about it.
So Samsung says these things are fully waterproof, and you know, on this channel, we don't take anybody's word about anything. So we're gonna have to test it out. And this test better work, otherwise Susan will die. Fished them out of the water, and they work. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons. We'll start with the cons so we can end on a high note, pun intended. The active noise cancelling is good, but not great. There are definitely better options available, and at this price point of about 200 bucks, I expect a bit more. You can switch between devices, but only on Samsung, and that is why I like third-party buds like these Jabras that switch between whatever you tell them to. You can use the Galaxy Bud Pros with other phones like the iPhone, but it will be lacking a bunch of functionality. However, the audio quality on these things is really good. It is exactly how I like it. Not too heavy on the bass, just right. I also really like the microphones. They're nice and crisp, and they do a very good job in windy situations. Maybe that's because of this mesh design, I don't know, but they really do. So if you own a Galaxy device that supports all of the functionality of these buds, they're a fantastic option and it would make a lot of sense to get these. But if you're on any other phone, there are better options out there for you. Guys, if this video was useful to you, give it a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. And please feel free to subscribe. I post videos at least once a week, so there's plenty more coming. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.